Hey guys, welcome back to the CCC. After last week where we got a lot of, I think, really positive feedback for some of our sort of left of center cocktails. They weren't your mainstream boozy Manhattan riffs, Negroni riffs.
They were straight up wonkadoo.
They were wonkadoo, but delicious. That last, the olive oil gin one was pretty solid.
If I'm being honest, I made both of those multiple times.
And what makes this day different than any other? Yeah, well, the olive oil one it seems to be kind of a sleeper hit. Like out of the gazillion we've made so far, that's the one that I just didn't know where it was going, but it was.
Totally. But there's a lesson to learn here, which is sometimes taking these risks pay off.
That's correct, which is why we're going back to a classic today. Makes no sense. It's actually not a classic. It's just like we typically do. It's a variation. So the Negroni Boulevardier family is, as you guys know, we love.
Also sort of a Manhattan-y family.
Well, that's true. Yeah. So it's sort of a Manhattan-y Boulevardier with a little revolver mixed in there. How's that? Right?
I like that.
We need a funny name that involves Boulevardier, Manhattan revolver, some story.
Revolving around a Boulevardier in Manhattan.
Done. Just rolls off your tongue.
Yep.
So we're going back with Rye and Campari. Rysse has. I'm gonna let you say the name in the middle.
Punti meth.
Punti meth.
Punti meth.
Which is it's a fortified wine. It's similar to I'm using sweet vermouth.
Any sweet vermouth is going to be okay in place of Punti meth. They're all a little bit different from each other, so I don't want to say that they're all the same because they're really not. But you can sub in and out all of the Cochi Americanos and the Torino and all that.
Nothing's as funny as listening to you say Punti meth.
Punti meth.
Punti meth.
Punti meth.
And then we've got Cherry Heering, which is actually the specific cherry liqueur that's called for in this drink. Rysse, yes, he's got Luxardo, which most of you are probably going to have.
Well, I don't have the Cherry Heering, but what I'll say about the Cherry Heering is it's sweeter than the Luxardo. It is a little bit sweeter than this guy. He's a little bit almost drier, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
I agree. I also feel like while they're both on the syrupy side, this one's I found this to be more syrupy.
He's less of a sweet syrup, though, I think.
Yeah, no, that's true. I think that's a good call. That it's a sweeter cherry flavor. That's a more of a understated, drier.
Yeah, I mean, it's still cherry, but it's less cherry. Anyway,
Right.
This is the one that you need for a last word, not yours, but yours is kosher and mine is not.
Interesting. I did not know that. That being said, when this runs out, I probably will not be replacing it because I do tend to go towards Luxardo.
He's also a much cuter bottle.
Well, especially that little guy right there.
I know, I love my little guy.
And then it looks like we're wrapping up. You've got Mr. Black coffee liqueur.
Mr. Black coffee liqueur.
Yeah, and I've got NOLA, the St. George NOLA, which I'm a big fan of.
Love that St. George NOLA. I'm also really liking him too, though.
I think, well, it's partially the name. Anything that has NOLA on it, I'm going to be drawn to. But it's also quite yummy.
This is a cool-ass bottle, though. This Mr. Black. It looks like a Mr. Coffee, but I don't know if you can see, there's like the drawings on the back of it. So as you use it up, you can see it.
Yeah, that's fun.
Cool, I like it. It's a cold brew liqueur.
We've got pretty much everything but the kitchen sink in here, even a grapefruit peel at the end. So it's a little more complex than a regular Boulevardier with just your 3 ingredients. You have any history on the name? Well, it's called a Crimson King.
I thought it was called Revolving Around the Boulevardier in Manhattan.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Okay, fine. We're calling it that. But the name Crimson King, you're going to have no clue what I'm talking about here. There was a band in the late 60s, early 70s, a prog rock band. You know what prog rock is?
Prague, like Czechoslovakia?
Sounds like that, but no, prog like progressive. Kind of like art rock. It was like Yes. Do you remember the band Yes? No? You remember Yes?
Yes.
Anyways, this band from the late 60s, this sort of experimental jazz, your favorite words coming up or term, avant-garde. She loves that word. Band was called King Crimson.
King Crimson.
King Crimson. And this is called Crimson King.
So is there a connection?
I have no idea. I just know when I saw Crimson King, I kept thinking it's just King Crimson. They made a mistake.
I would suggest that Crimson King is all about the color since we're using Campari and a bunch of other dark brown liquids. It's going to be a crimson color. And since it's going to be strong AF, we went with King.
No, it's probably more likely that that happened than whoever made this is just a big fan of King Crimson. I'll go with that. You asked for nerdy facts, I give you nerdy facts.
You're always so happy to oblige us with the very nerdy facts, Jason. Thank you for always coming through with that.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Shall we mix?
Yeah, I'm thirsty. And it's been a while since I had a nice boozy guy, and I really like my boozy guys.
Again, 5 different.
Like a shit ton of ingredients over here. They are all booze, so they all play well together. So we're going to go ahead and stir it and not shake it because there's nothing that we have to incorporate in with each other.
We're going to do 1 ounce of rye. And we're not putting a lot of any one item in there. 3/4 Campari. There's your Crimson.
Crimson already.
1/2 ounce of your
Punti Myth.
or your vermouth.
You just wanted me to say it.
Absolutely. And then 1/4 ounce Cherry Heering or Maraschino, Luxardo. And then we're taking the coffee liqueur, so Nola, Mr. Black. If you've got Kahlua and nothing else, then that'll work as well. So 1 bar spoon. If you really like the flavor of coffee, you can always add more later.
Get ice and we'll stir him.
And you guys will notice we did not pre-chill the glass. We tend to kind of hold off on chilling, pre-chilling when you're dealing with like Manhattan or kind of boozier cocktails served up. You certainly can if you want them a little colder, but it's really not necessary.
I feel like the drink needs to be chilled and diluted, but I don't want it like ice cold.
Right, yeah, it's certainly not a refreshing by the pool cocktail.
So this is more my lifestyle and less
Right.
Jason's lifestyle.
Well said.
Strain it into your Nick Nora or your coupe.
And then for a garnish on this guy, grapefruit peel. So it's your white peeler.
Just gonna trim him up and make him all pretty. You see that? Beautiful.
Actually, is there nothing like pretty when you have like even a martini, crystal clear martini, and you just get the little oils to release?
Gorgeous. Here, take a sip. Tell us what you think.
Okay. You know what? It's good. It's not as spicy as I was hoping for from the rye. I'm tasting a lot of Cherry Heering in there. It's good. It's almost too smooth. It needs a little kick.
Oh yeah, too much cherry.
Yeah, I would go maybe 1 1/4 rye or 1 1/2 rye and cut the cherry. Well, cherry's right down to 1 1/4.
No, it starts cherry, goes to Campari.
Well, always. Well, Campari is always going to come in the back end. But do we want to talk about this right now? Like, do we want to? Alrighty. Are we going to?
So our live feedback is, I would just say make it 1 1/2 rye.
At the end of the day, it actually doesn't taste too dissimilar to Boulevardier. Like that Nola is it's really subtle. The Cherry Heering is a little sweet, but otherwise, I mean, to me, if I was blindfolded, I would tell you this is a Boulevardier.
So we hope you guys all enjoy your Crimson King.
See? Now you're saying, no, I thought it's a revolve around Manhattan Boulevard, yay.
Revolving around Manhattan Boulevard. Revolve around the mulberry bush. I don't know.
We'll see you Thursday. Cheers, Rysse.
Cheers, Jason.